Ooh, what's up, good people? What's up, good people? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? It's Monday, and it's your girl. What it do? Woo. All right, all right. We coming in hot tonight, baby. When I tell you we coming in hot over here, you best believe it. Baby, I hear they saying it's refund season, tax refund season to be exact. Y'all thought refund season was about a check hitting your account. Now, baby, somebody tell them, now, baby, not tonight. Woo, we're talking about something way more valuable than money tonight. I hear some of y'all get a little excited about refund tax season, waiting on that refund to hit. Woo, yeah. But what if I told you some of you need a refund in real life? Let me let that sink in. Some of y'all need a refund in real life. I said what I said. Mm-hmm. Not from the IRS, but from real life, from people, from places, and from situations that we've been overpaying. Now go on and tag your people, your cousins, your co-workers, your baby mama, your baby daddy. Go on and tag all of them in the comments, because somebody needs to hear this conversation, because I'm on one tonight. Ooh, it's gonna be a good conversation. So I'm gonna give you a minute. Go on and tag them people. Come on in this room and tag them people, honey, so we can get into it, baby. Because I got a word for y'all tonight. Run me my money. Yes. Y'all come on in the room and tag your people on this good, beautiful Monday night, honey. Ooh, it's gonna be a good one. I told you I'm coming in hot tonight. Welcome to the I Am Counter Skills podcast, where truth meets transformation. This is your space for real talk, real people, and relevant conversations. No gossip, just gems. Tonight, we're not talking about money. We're talking about a different kind of currency. Your energy, your time, your peace. And if I'm being real, a little over, I say about 6 months ago, I had to check myself, because I realized I've been overpaying in some areas of my life. And I know I'm not the only one. So tonight, we're doing an audit. Y'all ready to get real and do an audit? If you're ready to get real and do an audit, let me know. Because I need you to pause for a second and think about the last 6 months. Just think about the last 6 months of your life. Where did you overpay? That's my question for right now. Think about it, because we're going to get into it. Where did you overpay? Talk to me, Facebook. YouTube, don't get quiet on me. This is a judgment-free zone. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it all down tonight. Was it a job that keeps taking from you, but it never pours back into you? Was it a friendship where you always the one showing up, but when you need them, they're nowhere to be found? Was it a relationship where you had to shrink just to keep the peace? Let's call it what it is, because we're going to call this thing out. I got y'all in there thinking. Just think about the last 6 months. Do that audit of your life the last 6 months. Because we about to get into it. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. We gave VIP access to people with general admission behavior. And let me tell you what's tricky about that is Some of us knew it and we did it anyway. Ooh, child, who am I talking to on this live? Baby, we gave VIP access to those that only showed us general admission behavior. I told y'all, I'm coming out the gate swinging. I told you, I'm on one tonight. We're going to talk about it. You know, I'm just here to help the people, help the people. That's what I do. But let me tell you, because, you know, I always try to give you my perspective of what's going on in my life. So when I was doing an audit of my life, I had to stop and think and be honest with myself. And then I realized the problem wasn't that I cared too much. The problem was I didn't set boundaries. And we talk about that a lot on this show, boundaries. You have to have boundaries and you have to set boundaries. Because when we don't have that, guess what people gonna do? People will spend us like we're unlimited. You know, like they just out there spending like we the what's that card? The Black American Express, just spending with no limit. Why are you just spending with no limit out there with your life, letting people play inside of your boundaries because you didn't set them? Yep. Whoo, I said something right there. We just letting people, when I say spend us, I'm talking about feels like we're being used or taken advantage of. Because boundaries are important. See, y'all thought this was a conversation, but this is literally confirmation. This is confirmation. So come on in this room. We gonna chat. We gonna keep it 100. We gonna, as the people say, we gonna keep it a buck tonight. Woo! But I want to take it a step higher. I want to talk about deciding to get your time back. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because this isn't just about that deciding factor of you getting your time back. This is truly about God restoring what you didn't even realize you lost. I told you, I'm on one tonight. Some of y'all been in situations where life overdrafted your spirit and you kept swiping anyway. What am I talking about? I'm talking about overgiving, overloving, overextending yourself, and wondering why you feel empty. But let me tell you something, because I'm feeling something. But what I hear God saying, He's saying, daughter, He's saying, son, it's time to file a claim. My God, today it's time to file a claim. What y'all know about filing a claim? Woo, y'all ain't ready for this conversation. Y'all ready to get real and do that self-audit? You got to ask yourself, you gonna be real about this thing, or you gonna still stay over there on the playground and be playing with this thing? You can't play with this thing called life. Well, I'm gonna take you to the word, because the word says in Joel 2:25, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Did you hear that? I don't think y'all heard me. Not the days, not the moments, the years. Which means what you thought was lost was never outside of God's reach. Woo! Let me say that again for the people in the back. What you thought was lost was never outside of God's reach. Woo! So that time you thought you wasted, that love you gave to the wrong people, the energy you poured into dead situations, God said, I got receipts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all didn't know. God keeps receipts, in case you didn't know. God said, I got receipts. Mm. And he's just not a keeper, He's a restorer. How many of you know that God is a restorer? Let me go on to say me in the chat. Mm. Definitely he is a restorer. So when I'm talking about refund season, this isn't just self-care. This is like a spiritual alignment and awakening. This is you coming in agreement with what God already said belongs to you. And you want to know what belongs to you? That's your peace, your joy, clarity, the wholeness of you. Mm, 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 mm. And some of y'all been asking, God, why did you let me go through this? Why did you let me go through this, that? Why is all this stuff happening? You want to know what he's saying? He's saying to you, he had to allow all of that in your life so you will finally stop setting yourself up for less than what he has for you. Sometimes he has to take us through there. Y'all know that song, take him through that. Yeah, sometimes God got to take you through that thing to make you realize where he needs you to be. In order for you to get that refund that you're due in your life, you got to go through some things. Because sometimes we just don't get it. When stuff is simple and plain and laid out for us, sometimes we refuse to take the easy route. Sometimes it's simple enough and it's simplified for us, but some kind of way we screw it up and make it harder than what it has to be. That's why I was saying earlier about those boundaries, because we start letting people take advantage and running over us. Whew. We got to get it together, people. We got to stay focused, because this is not just a refund. This is a redemption. What y'all know about that redemption? So when I say we filing a claim tonight, I'm not just talking about boundaries. I'm talking about standing on God's promise and saying everything that drained me, everything that delayed me, everything that broke me. You know what you ready to tell God? You ready to tell God, run me my refund. But guess what? Let me tell you what I came to terms with. Once I positioned myself to what God was telling me, I had to think about it. And I said, if I'm asking God to refund me all of this stuff that I felt I was losing or that I lost, I said, well, Kiana, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do when he restores the stuff in your life? You know what I had to tell myself? I said, this time, once it's restored, I'm not respending what he restores. Meaning, I'm not going to recycle all that stuff back in my life. I told you, I'm on one tonight. Because see, when I sit, and I told you, I do a lot of self-reflecting. And once I sit and I'm still and I start talking to myself and I start thinking things through and over my life, I start hearing them say, get it together. You got to get it together. Get your life. Because he's a restorer. You just got to believe it. And I need you to hear me and hear me clearly. You are allowed a refund. And for me, that looked like I had to start saying no without over-explaining my no to people. Not allowing everyone to have access to me. taking my time back. Just real simple. And then I had to walk away from people and things that no longer served me. Sometimes we want to hang on to this person, or this thing or that because we feel it's needed in our lives. And it's really not. We just got comfortable with those things. Sometimes we have to get uncomfortable to let those things go. Because peace is more important than being understood sometimes. Sometimes you just got to walk away. Sometimes it's not worth it. You know how sometimes people want to argue and they don't want to let stuff go? Sometimes you just got to throw up your hands and just say, you got it. Because that peace means more than anything. And that's what you have to do. And I'm laughing because something just came to me. Sometimes we got to have those Teddy Pendergrass moments. We got to channel that energy and just call it a TKO and let it go. It is what it is. Just got to let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Just let it go and walk away. You got to let it go. So let me ask y'all this. Listener land, I got to ask you. What's one thing you need to say no to this week? Drop it in the comments. Don't overthink it. Just be real. Let me know, what are some things that you need to say no to this week? It may be hard to say it, to tell people, but let me know. Let me know what that is. Because I'm curious to know, what is it? What do you need to walk away from? What do you need to say no to? And what does that look like? What does it look like? And can we get real for a minute, listener land? Do you even know how to identify your refund? I told you, we going in tonight. Do you even know how to identify your refund? Because everybody watching has a category that they fall into. It could be an energy refund. Are you simply just tired of pouring into everyone and it's not being reciprocated? That's called an energy refund. You need an energy refund. And there's somebody right now who needs an identity refund. You've been showing up as who people expected you to be instead of who you really are. I'm talking right there. Sometimes we have to show up as a person depending on who we're hanging with, because you're trying to fit in. It's enough of that. Be you. I told you before, it is exhausting trying to be somebody else. You have to show up as you. And they need to respect you as you. How you come in the room, how you enter the friendship, the relationship. Like I said, that's an identity refund. Some of us need a boundary refund. You struggle to say no because you don't want to disappoint people. It is what it is. But guess what's happening? You keep disappointing yourself. Somebody tell me to shut up and keep on talking. You are disappointing yourself in the process. That's why I was saying earlier, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. There's going to be scenarios where that's going to be important in your life to fulfill your destiny. Woo, child. So which one are you? Let me know, which refund do you need? Do you need the energy refund? Do you need the identity refund or the boundary refund? Remember, we listen, we don't judge. I'm just trying to help the people help the people. That's what I'm here for. Don't get quiet on me. Talk to me. Let's see if I can see what y'all saying to me. Hey, over there in YouTube land, how y'all doing? I see you over there. See all the hellos. Let me know what refund you need over there. Mm-hmm. Ooh, boundaries. Okay. Okay, I see you. So you need boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to learn how to set them. Start small. Write down what those boundaries in your life look like. And you can achieve it. I always tell people, start small. When you don't know where to start, just start assessing your life and start small. Facebook, y'all got something for me? Let me see what TikTok is over here. Discussing refunds, emotional and healing. Oh, yes. What's that? Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read all these comments. Oh, this is TikTok. Hey, TikTok. I see you. Okay, identity boundaries. Come on now. Yes, you got to get those out. You got to get a refund for your identity. Yes, you need to get to the core of who you are. It's going to be crucial and important. You got anybody on Facebook? Let's see. Okay. That's going to be very crucial. Now, here's the part. Let's jump back into this conversation. Now, here's the part we don't talk about enough. The reinvestment. When we stop our giving, we got to talk about that reinvestment. It's very important that we reinvest back into ourselves. We actually get something back. And I know somebody's probably saying, well, what do I get back if I'm reinvesting? What do I get back? I'm glad you asked. You get yourself back. When you figure all that out, you get yourself back. That's more important than anything, getting yourself back. This allows us that space to think clearly again, because you're not clouded with all this judgment and all this ruha and all this stuff in your ear. You get to think clearly again. You get to dream. You get to dream. And when I say you can dream bigger, because you now are aligned to prepare for your dreams. You can show up fully in the world. That's who you are. And you know what I had to do? I had to ask myself, what could my life look like if I stopped pouring into things that didn't sustain me? Then I realized something, that we have been paying a fear tax. I don't think y'all heard me. I realized we've been paying a fear tax. Every single day when we don't go after what we really want, guess what's happening? The interest shows up as regret. It shows up as missed opportunities. It shows up as us playing small. We playing small and not playing ball out here. Baby, I told y'all I was on one tonight. I told you. I ain't gonna keep you long. I ain't gonna keep you. We're playing small out here. It's a refund season. And you gotta get your stuff back. Gotta get it back. By any means necessary. If that means cutting people off, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do it. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to have your back like you do. I don't think y'all realize that. At the end of the day, nobody's going to have your back like you do. How many of you know that? If you got your own back, Say me in the chat. You got your own back? Say me in the chat. So we got to have our own back. We got to have our own minds. It's time to get back to us. And if the people fall off, let them fall off. So be it. It is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Don't you agree with that, kid? It is what it is. At the end of the day, you got to get back to you. I think it's important that we get back to ourselves. Yeah. We get that we want a refund. It's refund season. But what about your refund in life? You just keep giving and giving, or not realizing what your purpose is of what you're on this earth for. Because we're all put here on this earth to do something and to be something and someone. But we have to realize when we yelling, refund, give me back this. What's her name? Miss Maxine Waters. What she say? Reclaiming my time. But how are you going to reclaim your time? But better yet, once you reclaim your time, what are you going to do with it? See, that's what we say all this stuff, but once you get it back, how have you structured your life so that you're not back into the same cycle? I don't think they hear me though. I don't think they hear me. You have to position yourself, because God can restore what the locust has eaten up, what's been taken from you. But once he gives it back to you, are you going to make the same mistakes or the same judgments that you've made previously? Or are you going to now stand in what you've been given back? Because sometimes we have to keep learning those lessons over and over and over again. When are we going to stop learning the same lessons over and over and over again? We have to stop and take an assessment of our lives. Because, baby, I want a big refund in my life. Like I said, I'm not talking about currency. I'm not talking about money. I want what God has for me, not only in this season, but in every season of my life. And I want to make sure that I'm doing what he's told me to do. And even when I'm not doing what he has told me to do, when I fall astray, I want to be able to get back in the center of his will and get it right. I don't want to have to go through those stages and those phases where I'm just beating up on myself, because I got to keep going through the same cycles. Because what's the point? Now, God will send you through those same things till you get it. But I don't want to keep learning lessons that I should have learned 12 years ago or 3 years ago or even last month. At some point, I want to get it right. Say, put me in the chat if you want to get it right. Put me in the chat if you want to get it right. Baby, you got to want to get it right. But like I said, I want everything that I'm supposed to have. I'm mapping out a life that I want to live in this season. And that's going to require some discipline, some changing of circles, some more alone time so I can hear. Sometimes we got too much noise and chatter going on that we can't hear from who we need to be hearing from. You're distracted. And to get what you're supposed to get, you need to be able to hear. And not only hearing, but you need to be able to hear with understanding. I told you I'm on one tonight. Understanding is crucial. What that escape that said, what I need from you was understanding. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. That's how simple I want my understanding to be when me and God having a conversation. I want to be able to hear that thing so clear. Ooh, baby. Y'all don't understand. I want that kind of refund in my life. I want the refund that doesn't stop giving. And that's God's grace. Because sometimes, baby, if it wasn't for his grace and his favor, I wouldn't have half of the stuff, half of the life that I have now. Because, baby, some of it, I already know it's grace, mercy, and favor. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Yes. Some stuff that we're walking into. You want to walk into new seasons, but we can't bring that same baggage into the new season. Seasons change, people change. And that's okay. Because you should be changing and growing all the time. We got to get somewhere. Baby, I got somewhere to be. And baby, that's where that refund is. I want that refund on my life, the refund on my time. I want it all, what's ever owed to me. I don't think y'all understand. It's crucial that we get in position. More crucial now than ever. The way this world is, you just never know. We're here today, maybe gone tomorrow. That's why I always say, live your life, not only to its fullest, but with potential. Y'all didn't hear me. Got to live it with potential. It's time out for all the drama and all the fuss. It's time to get back to you. I know I'm talking to somebody. Ooh, it's not easy. I'm telling you, I've had some long nights where I had to just sit and think about the direction of where I'm going in life, where I'm going with my businesses, where I'm just going in general, in marriage. Like when I say this is real broad, this tax refund, I just broke it down to those identifiers that we talked about earlier. But it's bigger. You got to see the bigger picture. It's about your whole life, bringing it into perspective. Because you just never know what's in store for your life. It's got to be more than just going to work, coming home, the same routine, dealing with the kids, eating, cooking, whatever you do. If you look at your life, I did that. Like I told you, I had to reevaluate some things over the last 6 months. And then I realized you do the same things day in, day out, week after week, month after month. It's kind of like the same cycle. But when do you really pour into yourself? When do you sit down and say, I really need to pour into me? What can I do to pour into myself? What can you do? How are you pouring into yourself? Just want you to think about that for a minute. Let me know in the chat, how are you pouring into yourself? What are some things that you do? Is it reading your Bible, getting in line with God, reading a good book? And if it's reading a book, let me know what books you have. And I'm going to tell you right now, my girl, Keita, if you want, we had on the podcast was that last month? Last month was March. Y'all, everything is running, so these months really be running. Yeah. She has some good, when I say, I ain't gonna say good, they're amazing self-help journals. They're reflective journals. Everything is on Amazon. You can put her name in, Nakita, Nakita Thomas, Thomas. You put that in, all her books are gonna come up. If you don't know where to start there. Especially with that reflective journal. I think that will be a good one. And then move on into gratitude to find out what you're grateful for. That'll give you a start. Like I said, I ain't gonna keep you long. That's all I got. But we're gonna get into this real talk. I need you to hear this. You don't need permission to stop overpaying. You don't need closure to choose yourself, and you don't need an explanation to reclaim your peace. I realized something. I wasn't tired because life was heavy. I was tired because I was carrying things that were never mine to hold. Y'all don't hear me. That's a hell of a discovery when you find out you was just carrying things that were never yours to hold. Mm. Like I said, a hell of a discovery. So tonight, we refund it. We send it back. We release it. We break agreement with anything that is draining us. And we come back into alignment with what God promised us. So let me ask you this. Who are you choosing? Because I know I'm choosing me. And I'm not apologizing for it. And you shouldn't either. Then I'm going to ask you again. Who are you choosing? Choose you in real life, not just online. If this spoke to you, I need you to do two things for me. I need you to type, I'm reclaiming what's mine in the comments. And share this episode with somebody who's running on empty. I mean, they passed the E. They car and they life is just sitting on the side of the road because they ran out of gas. And when I say gas, I'm talking about the gas of life that keeps us going, that keeps us motivated, that keeps us grounded. Tag them. Because somebody needs to hear this. And before I let y'all go, don't forget to get your tickets from Mixology Music Trivia. It's going down May the 29th, Meridian Street Cafe. Early bird tickets are live. Pull up. Be in the room. This is an elevated hangout experience with your girl. I want you to feel the energy because we're going up, baby, on May the 29th. Thank you to everybody who has purchased a ticket thus far. I appreciate it, am grateful. Tell your friends to tell a friend. It is going down. It is going down. May the 29th, Meridian Street Cafe, an elevated hangout experience with your girl, Q. I am Kiana Scales. Yes, it is going down. So make sure you get your tickets. And let me give a shout out to our sponsor, The Closet Experience Boutique. Be sure to head over to theclosetexperience.com and save 10% with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. Because when you elevate internally, it should show up externally as well. So let's keep helping the people help the people. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the I Am Kiana Skills YouTube channel for more real talk, real people, and relevant conversations. No gossip, just gems. This isn't just a podcast. It's a whole movement, a healing zone. And I want you in the room every single time, and I do mean every single time I go live. Remember, refund season starts now. See y'all next week. Oh, let me say this. Next week, I'm taking a vacation. I got to tell y'all, I'm about to fly somebody out. I have to tell y'all about, get y'all in my business when I get back. So I won't be here next Monday, but be sure to subscribe to the YouTube and watch all, get caught up on all the episodes, and I'll be back when I get back to tell y'all about this guy that I'm gonna fly out. I'm gonna return a favor. Let y'all all in my business. See, he flew me out last year. So I'm gonna fly him on out and we gonna go somewhere, but I'll get y'all in my business next time because I don't need y'all all in my business tonight. But yes, see y'all when I get back. Be sure to share this episode, and if you have not already, please subscribe to the I Am Kiana Scales YouTube, and I'll see y'all when I get back. Yes.